Let's talk about some myths in fitness and maybe bust some myths. I guess one of the first biggest ones is the old no pain, no gain, and which, of course, isn't necessarily true. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I love this because I think I would assume the guy that, originally said that I probably had an element of holistic understanding of no pain, no gain, right? Because you're right. If it's hey, I'm doing a bench press, which, by the way, I don't really do barbell anymore. I think it's a high risk injury movement. But let's just say I'm doing that movement. And my shoulders, on the first reps, it doesn't feel that good. And I still have 9 more reps. Just rack the weight. Sure, somebody over at the other side may go yeah, I knew that guy wasn't going to do that in his head. Or you're projecting that you think they're thinking that. And so you do the 9 more reps because your ego's telling you that you're being judged if you don't. It's you got to let that go. Because, yeah, it's if there's pain in the shoulder, I promise you're not going to gain muscle by pushing through pain in your shoulder, right?
Correct.
That's not going to help. But if you're on a 5K, right, and we've been training for 4 months and we're 4 miles in and emotionally your mind and that little voice in your head is saying, quit, slow down, this is too hard. That's an emotional or mental pain. And it's that you should push through because we're teaching our inner voice. And by the way, which is an object, it's not you judging yourself. Like you said, we're our own worst critics. Is that thing is going to critique the heck out of you when you're in a suffering position, right? That voice gets loud, real loud. And it's you can't do this. This is too hard. Just slow down. Why are you doing this? Just quit. And you're yeah. And you start to consider, well, maybe I will. Maybe I should. But those ones, yeah, you need to push through because you will gain mental toughness, resilience, perseverance, self-motivation, self-belief. When you cross that finish line, you'll be dang, I pushed through that. So I think when it comes to emotional and mental pain, yes, you should push through. You are going to get a lot of gain out of that. Physical pain, again, I would say either slow down or stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not going to gain from physical pain.
Exactly. And, as my work as an orthopedic surgeon, I tell patients almost every day, no pain, no gain does not apply. I that came out of the 70s with the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno, the muscle guys. And they were talking about that burn you feel in the muscle. That's the only time that ever applied. It does not apply to joint pain, tendon pain, any of that does not apply. I agree. You stop.
Yep. Because Arnold would say, even in his documentary, he would say, I started counting my reps when it started to burn. So if it was 4 sets to 10, I started counting the first rep when it first started burning.
Oh my gosh. I've never heard that.
Yeah. So he would always say, so again, he was saying that's when the gains happen, is when you started feeling the burns. You are correct. There is which again, you'll understand that difference. Because you'll have people I have back pain. It's is it your QL, your quadratus lumborum is just sore from picking up the weight, or is it actually your spine?
Right.
And you'll start to, as you get more in tune with your body and you have more mind to muscle connection, you'll start to understand, this is muscle soreness, or this is joint pain, or this is, right? And you'll start to identify when to slow down and when to push through.
Gotcha. And I really like the part you said about the emotional, mental pain. That's absolutely what we have to push through. And that carries over to all areas of our life, because you're not just dealing with emotional and mental pain in the gym. In fact, usually it's less than, because your mind's distracted. It's usually trying to go to sleep at night, or, when you're trying to have some alone quiet time is when that stuff gets you. Another myth, I think it's a myth, is being able to lose weight in a specific area. I've got this gut. If I do a bunch of crunches in ab work, right, I'll lose my gut. That's not really true, is it?
Yeah, no, it's, I think you can have spot enhancement, right? When you're putting on muscle.
Sure.
You put more volume, more time under tension. You really focus on frequency of that tissue. Sure, you're going to build up that muscle.
I can get my glutes back?
Exactly. You can get your nice butt back. Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Sugar.
I knew you were looking. I knew it.
You caught me, man.
Yeah.
And so it's you can actually perceive this sense of looking leaner in a certain area because you're stretching the skin, you're building up muscle, in arms, extremities. But yeah, let's say specific gut, right? Everybody's always I just want to see my abs. And again, a lot of people have probably heard this, right? Abs are made in the kitchen. Now, yes, the way the fibers run in our stomach, right? Obliques, it's those run actually laterally, right? So it's Russian twist running.
Right.
That's why those hip rotation with shoulder rotation does help slim your waist, right? You see runners have tiny waists. It's not just genetics. It's because their body has adapted to this rotation because that's the bulk of their training to pull their waist in. So sure, but at the end of the day, it's cardio. It's calorie burning, right? It's not certain exercises don't spot reduce fat in certain areas, right? It's back to calorie deficit and then calorie out, burn. So what are you putting out? What energy output are you doing and how much calories are you putting in? And the hard part with that, guys, like, I just don't want somebody to take this from this, cool, I just got to be at a deficit and burn more calories, right? Because, and this is where, again, fitness can be like, oh my gosh, this is so complicated, is you don't eat enough, which a lot of people do this. They go, cool, I'm just going to have like, egg whites and 2 salads a day. It's like, cool. So that's now 700 calories only you're having, but now you're also working out an hour and a half to 2 hours, which means you're burning close to 500 to 1,000. You're having negative calories. Like, you're going to shock your nervous system is going to go into what they call starvation mode, because now your metabolic system is dropping. Your body isn't getting the calories to actually furnace your metabolic system. So if you think of a fire, right, you throw a bunch of coals in there, the fire turns up. Right. Think of like for a train, right? You want the train to go faster, you throw coal in, all of a sudden the wheels go, it can go faster. Your metabolic system's like that, right? You put food in the system, the coals turn on, and then you have more energy, which is your energy source. Carbs or fats are your highest energy source. And proteins are mainly for, putting on muscle or retaining muscle. So if you're doing an energy source like carbs or fats, you want to go do something active. Right. So you want to try, I do want to leave people with that's a good thing to probably start working with if you're talking about nutrition, is try to time your carbs and fats, which are mainly your energy sources, around your workout for the day. Because your body's now going to turn that furnace up. The energy is going to be high, and it's going to use those calories for your body to go faster, aka the train to go faster.
And then you'll continue to burn them for a longer period of time post-workout.
It can, yeah.
It can? Okay, so that is
Depending
true.
on the style of training, yeah. If it's like HIIT training where you're getting your heart rate super high and you're doing spikes, yeah, you have this longer caloric burn through the day. If you're doing more zone 2 training, the caloric burn's more just during that time period. It doesn't really build on through the day. But yeah, like, you want to make sure that your nutrition is also being timed well. And that's sometimes I've seen people where we don't even change their diet. I just change the timing of their foods and they lose 5 or 6 pounds. Because the body's now using that energy source. They're not having their carbs before bed, and then they're sleeping, and the carbs are just settling, building fat cells, et cetera.